Thinking about upgrading your home? Hello, I'm Philip Pantana. Whether you want a modern kitchen, a stunning bathroom, a sturdy deck, or even a brand new addition, our company, Perimeter Remodeling and Restoration, can make it happen. From quick interior repairs to full-scale renovations, homeowners trust us for expert craftsmanship and excellent service, always delivered with the care you deserve. Schedule your free consultation now at perimeterva.com. Call or text 434-515-2868.
Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Local to Me. Shout out to Perimeter Roofing, now Perimeter Remodeling and Restoration, who is an annual sponsor of the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and we are very happy to be able to promote them on the podcast. So thank you to Philip and his crew for everything that they do. We are back yet again. Another Wednesday, another Talk Local to Me. How excited are we?
It's so exciting.
You don't even sound excited, dude.
It's so exciting.
Okay,
it's so exciting.
Yeah, thank you. Let's get a little bit. I know we're tired. I know it's halfway through the week. I know the weather is back to being its crazy self because, like, how is it 60 yesterday and 30 today and 70 tomorrow? And it's going to be about ridiculous.
Right.
But so before we get into talking with our guest today, I'm going to do the ever so fabulous and wonderful events of the Central Virginia Business Coalition coming to you soon, because we have a lot.
We do.
And actually, a lot of them are exciting. All of them are exciting, actually. But we do have some pretty big events coming up in the next 2 to 3 months. And we have a lot of planning going on, lots of irons in all the different fires, and really quite tired. But our annual business awards dinner is this month, February 28th, right at the end of the month. And nominations are closed. So no more nominations accepted.
When are the submissions due in by the people who were nominated?
The submissions are due in this coming Friday.
I guess I'll get working on those.
And yeah. But we had so many great nominations this year.
Yeah.
Really excited for all of our nominees. And I always say, I say at the dinner and I'll say now, just being nominated is, in itself, an award.
A great thing.
It's a great thing because somebody thought enough of you to nominate you for an award. We are selling tickets pretty quick, actually. We only have 160 seats, and I think we've already sold over 100 tickets. So,
wow.
Yeah. And we actually had to go in and allot every nominee 2 tickets just to make sure all of our nominees would have
a chance,
like how they have up until a certain date to secure their tickets, and then they release to the the general public membership or anyone that wants to come. But I'm really excited because normally we do the awards. I get up there, I talk a little bit about the CVABC, I talk a lot about the CVABC, and then we give out the awards. But this year we have a special guest coming. His name is Chris Michael. He's a magician and mentalist, and he will be coming out and actually we're incorporating his magic into the show, like into
the presentation. The
presentation of the awards. It's going to be
like
a
magic.
Lot of fun. It is going to be like magic. And we've got our theme is a magical soiree. So we're kind of theming it to that magician. And we're going to have these really cool centerpieces. We have like centerpiece sponsorships available for anyone who's interested. We're having these little top hats. So they're going to have playing cards coming out of them, but the playing cards will also have business cards attached to them. So people can pick up your business cards as they
cool.
It is really cool. We're going to have a backdrop and lots of fun stuff going on for that. So if you're interested, if you're listening in and you're a nominee, get your ticket, because we have this isn't even something I can finagle. Like, I cannot be like, oh, it's 160, but maybe I'll slide in 170 people. It's like, y'all are always joking with me and my deadlines.
Right.
It is a hard 160 ticket stop.
Right.
So once it's gone, and there ain't much I can do to help you out at that point. But, so get your tickets in and join us for that. It's a really nice evening. Every year I have so much fun. It's a great opportunity just to network and have some really good food. It's going to be catered by the Blue Lady of Bedford again this year.
Always a good time with their food.
So good last year. So we have that coming up. And then in March, we have our Lead On Summit, which will be happening on March the 27th at the Hilton Garden Inn. And we are working on our speakers for that. Actually, I'm excited to say yours truly, moi, will be one of the speakers this year. I'm going to be doing a topic on relationship and networking in your business, and how are you building relationships and getting out there and networking outside of just sitting behind the computer. So I'm going to be doing a topic on that. And then I know we have Rob Wheeler, who he is going to be coming in, and he has a company called Mission Clarity. He's going to be doing a 90-minute presentation, because it's going to be some speaking and then some really hands-on interactive. We're going to be talking about AI, artificial intelligence in your business, critical thinking, strategic planning. So it's going to be a really great 90 minutes working with him on different topics. And they're going to even be helping like businesses build their business plan while they're there. And it's going to be really cool. So tickets are going to be on sale for that starting next week. And you're going to want to get those. They're $75. It'll include your lunch and some breakfast pastries. So be on the lookout for that. It's a one-day, but a lot of great information for business owners.
Yeah.
Especially if you're starting out or you're a small business owner that just, you don't have an HR, you don't have a, IT, you don't have all those things at your disposal. So this
I am all those things.
Yeah. So this hopefully gives you some insight. You come in, you learn, you have some good takeaways at the start of the year. And so we're excited for that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, for right now, we have our Home and Garden Show, which is going to be happening April 5th and 6th. It is now a 2-day show at the River Ridge Mall. There will be indoor and outdoor spaces available. So we have a separate rate for indoor and an outdoor rate. So depending on where you want to be, you can, get your booth there. We're really, bringing that back to our area is something that's really been needed, I think.
Yeah,
there hasn't been a home show in a while. And this gives us that opportunity to showcase our contractors and service providers here in the Lynchburg region.
Yeah.
With a home show. So
in a great centralized location and indoors.
Indoors, yes. And there, and there's like, you may be like, oh, I can do outdoors. I'd rather outdoor spaces are a little less expensive, because you may want to be outdoors. It's cool. But we have an early bird special going till February 15th. So you want to get signed up and hit the early bird, because it goes up $100 after February 15th. So if you're interested, if you're a contractor, let us know. We'd love to get you signed up for a spot at the home show.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. So a lot of things, like I said, those 3 things combined with 4 coffee talks a month, combined with a business off the clock, combined with ribbon cuttings, combined with bagels and benefits, combined with just overall a job work that you got to do.
All the fun things.
So I'm kind of, if y'all see me out and I look frazzled, it's probably because I am.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I got going on. What you got going on?
Just next week is Waffle Wednesday for us. So, Waffle Wednesday, you can come by the Visiting Angels office on Langhorne Road and grab a waffle free of charge, cooked by a someone who is very familiar with waffles. It would be me.
Oh.
And you can pick up a waffle, you can take it with you, or you can eat and do a little networking. It's focused mostly on healthcare, but we invite anybody.
Speaking of waffles, and I know this is your Waffle Wednesday is very important, but speaking of waffles, the Happy Waffle just opened up their brick and mortar. I just did their ribbon cutting this past Saturday.
Yeah.
Guys, get out there, man. It was so good. So I got everything on their menu.
As you do.
Not joking. I really did. I got a waffle box because I couldn't decide between which waffle pop I wanted. So I had like the s'mores waffle pop, the strawberry cream cheese waffle pop, the Oreo waffle pop, the regular waffle pop, and the Nutella waffle pop. The strawberry cheesecake was my favorite. But anyway, and then they have this thing called the Happy Cristo, which is a turkey sandwich with raspberry jam pressed
on waffles,
pressed into a panini and dusted with powdered sugar. Life-changing. I'm telling you, man. Go get one.
That concludes our podcast today, because now we're all too hungry to talk. So
I actually think I am getting one today. I'm just letting y'all know, because when I leave here, because I have to go to the office, and I'm going to stop and get a Happy Waffle.
That's good stuff.
But anyway, it was really I
really like their Nutella one. That's really good.
Yeah. So I just had to shout out to the Happy Waffle, because they made me happy on Saturday when I ate all the waffles.
Waffles are a happy food.
It was good. But I do need to come by your Waffle Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I need to bring. I need to bring my my grandbaby, because she's now learned. She's learned the sign language for all done. It is so cute. So like you look at her and you go all done, and she goes all done.
Oh,
She even says it. It's the cutest thing. So I take her around places to eat just so I can get her to say all done. I just like to see it.
You just want to stuff her and then her be like, all done.
I do. Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that.
Oh, yeah, just do that. All done.
When we get to the end of the podcast, I'm just going to
just wave your hand.
All done. I'm checking out.
That's great. So, well, good. Waffle Wednesday. That's open for anyone to come.
Yeah,
have some
anybody wants to come. So come check it out.
I'm going to be there. Okay. Well, we have 2 guests on the show with us today. One, I'm not sure was she voluntold to be here?
She was voluntold.
Yeah, I got it.
I said, hey, what you got on your calendar? She said, nothing today. I'm like, great, come on.
Come on to the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, because we didn't have a cancellation. I messed up.
No.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that.
So when I booked Amy.
We are recording, right, Woody?
Yeah. Yes, Heather messed up. Heather admits it.
Wow.
But when I booked Amy, when her and I chatted about having her on the podcast, I didn't block her in a half-hour slot. I blocked off with the full hour so nobody else could book. And then I realized my mistake yesterday. So I didn't. I know it's right. Now it's my fault. I'm sorry.
That's all good. Good thing you have a podcast host that always comes to the rescue.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
So.
But yeah. So we have Amy Collier with us today, and she's been on the podcast before. We've had her on talking about her book that she wrote, and
that's how I always associate you in my head. Like, that's the book lady.
Yeah.
So.
But we're gonna, and we may touch on the book for a minute or two, but what we really want to chat about today is her business that she has, and we're trying to push that out. It's Elite Pro Cleaning. So right now, with the way viruses and stuff is going around, people, you need to clean your place. Make sure you are clean and ready to go. But whether it's your residence or your commercial building, Amy's going to talk with us more about what she does with Elite Pro Cleaning. So,
awesome.
I guess start us off with just how long have you been doing it, and a little bit of just like information, and we can kind of dive deeper in after that.
Okay. I've been cleaning residentials for 17 years, and I started our company 5 years ago. We clean residentials during the day. We do commercial cleanings at night.
Mm-hmm.
We do move-out cleans, move-in cleans on the weekends, sometimes in the evenings.
Yeah, when you and I were meeting, we met at like 3 PM, and we met for like an hour or so, and she's like, well, I got to go to work. I was like, yeah, I go to work.
Time to go home.
It's 5 o'clock. She's like, no, I got to go clean. I'll be cleaning until later tonight. I was like, that is dedication, because I don't like to clean. You've been cleaning residential for 17 years. I've been trying not to clean residential for 17 years. My husband will attest to that.
Give me a call.
I'm all like, I just don't want to do nothing. But so that's really great. So I guess then when you just kind of opened up your business, you said 5 years ago. So were you just kind of doing it on the side little by little, and then just kind of decided to branch into something full time?
Yeah, I just cleaned a couple houses just during the day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Until 5 years ago, and then I hired someone that cleaned with me, and then we started expanding, and then the past year and a half, we went from 60 recurring properties a month to 180. So
wow.
I've hired more. We've got help, and it's just every day it grows.
That's an amazing
that's
jump
good
right there.
That's a good growth.
Yeah.
You paying attention, Taylor? That's triple.
Just say I'm taking notes.
Taking notes, perfect. So and it's hard to find somebody to come into your home. So we have the same issue in home care. Like, people don't want people coming in their home, things like that. But it sounds like you've really selected people that are good at what they do and reliable, things like that.
Well, in the beginning, for the first couple months, they will clean with me. And then after a couple months, and I will take them to each client, so they learn each home. So if I have to send one, quick notice, the customer already is used to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
And I know what they can do because we've worked together. They know how I like things done.
Right.
And so then after a couple months, then they'll go on their own, and we separate.
Very good.
I think that's a great business model because,
It is.
like Mike was saying, I think people are always wary about just having random people in their home,
Yeah.
especially if potentially they're not there, things like that. And so I think it's great that they've built trust with you, and then you help them build that trust with someone else. Then you can kind of send in there.
And you're really kind of mentoring people of like, this is what our company standard is. This is what we expect from you, things like that. So you're able to kind of ingrain your culture in them as you go.
And even with the commercial cleanings, they'll go clean them, but I will still be in each building one night a week just to
make sure everything's going like it should.
Yeah.
It's your name on the door, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's great.
So what is your service area? Are you everywhere?
Yeah, we have residences in Boonesboro, Forest, Lynchburg, Bedford, at the lake, Roanoke, Martinsville, Danville. I do some carpet cleanings in Winchester, Harrisonburg.
Oh wow.
Yeah, see,
Just a small little area.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, she goes further. I thought I was getting bad about going coffee talks in every county.
Right.
But,
Alta Vista, Appomattox,
Yeah.
Lynchburg,
but yeah, she's
Roanoke.
doing all the things.
Yeah.
So with commercial cleaning, do you do like new construction cleaning, or is it more just like commercial buildings or space?
Both.
Okay.
We have some buildings that are Monday through Friday every evening. We have some that are 2 days a week that are offices, dentist offices, healthcare buildings, that kind of thing. And then we do post-construction cleans as well.
Okay. Do you do, and I'm sure you do, I mean, I don't know where I'm at, but I have like at the lake, I'm sure there's a lot of like the Airbnbs or people that are, using their homes for like rentals, for vacation rentals and things. Do you go in and do like those turnarounds for them, or is that?
We don't.
Oh, okay.
We wouldn't turn it down.
Okay.
But we don't. We do. We have some clients that are as needed.
Mm-hmm.
So they just call at the lake, if they've been there and then they leave, they'll say, hey, can you go clean it up?
Mm-hmm.
But
I had a friend that used to own a cleaning company years ago, and she doesn't any longer, but I know that was one of the things that she mentioned was one of the harder things to do, were those because you have to do it in such a quick
Tight
turnaround.
Yep.
And then when you're trying to schedule that in with all of your other clients, that's why I was kind of wondering if you did that or not, because I know that's kind of a different niche maybe.
It is because we're scheduled, like our clients, they will be on the same days, same time, same day. So when you throw in Airbnbs and stuff,
Right.
you kind of need separate employees
Yeah.
to cover that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So residential cleaning, what does that involve? Like, do you have different packages, or is there kind of like a standard you go in and do like vacuuming and dusting, or?
Our standard is we start from the ceiling down.
Okay.
Everything gets touched.
Okay. Even the baseboards.
Well, when you
My husband asked me once if I did the baseboards. I looked at him like he'd grown 3 heads. I was like, what? No, do no baseboards. What are you talking about?
Well, when you are vacuuming and you're there every other week, say, they don't get
That bad?
get
Yeah.
that bad.
Yes.
So it doesn't take a lot of time to hit them while you're doing the rest.
Okay. Makes more like a maintenance program instead of having to do a deep clean every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to keep it clean once you have it clean and then maintain it.
Yep.
Try telling that to my teenager in her bedroom. I try and tell her that all the time.
Doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work.
Tornado comes through in 20 minutes and it looks like a hot mess. So yeah. Now, what does it look like cost wise? Like, like I said, is it just dependent upon how much space you have, like how big your home is?
We don't charge. Some companies charge by the square foot or by the hour. We charge by the house.
Okay.
So I give a free estimate for every client, and I walk through it, because you can have 2 houses with the same square footage, but they're going to take 2 completely different amount of time to clean. So I usually will walk through, and because I've been doing it for 17 years, I can pretty much know spot on how long it's going to take me to do the house. And then so that's how we charge.
Okay.
By how long it's going to take.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
I think that's I think a lot of people when they're looking at like whether the cost effectiveness is, and they think, oh, I have this huge home versus a smaller home, or different things like that.
And I have some that are large homes that I can do just the same amount of time as I could do a small home, because the small home may have lots of knickknacks and lots more dusting to do. To where your bigger homes, may just be more in flooring.
It depends on how minimalistic people live and how many things they have in the large space.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that.
See, that's now. What would you what would you say is, because I know like some people think, oh well, having a cleaning company come out is a luxury per se.
Absolutely not.
I'm saying?
Absolutely
that's what I'm
not.
saying. Like that's what I'm like. How do you sell that? Like,
So
sell it for me.
Can I talk on this?
Yeah.
So when we moved into our house, we had a friend of mine that was like, yeah, I clean houses. I was like, great. Can you come? We just bought a new house, and before we come through, can you make sure everything's clean before we start moving furniture and things like that? And she quoted us the price, and we were like, is that all? Like, wait, how much is it to do it every 2 weeks? So my move-in gift to my wife was she got that for a year. And it was the greatest thing ever, because if we go through and we clean and we do it all in one day and we're doing all the things, right, it takes us about 4 hours, right? So how much is 4 hours of our time worth, right? How much is our time worth that we don't have to worry about that we just, we still have things we have to do. We, unfortunately nobody does our dishes, so we have to do those. So, things like that. But the maintenance things like cleaning the bathrooms and, vacuuming all the floors and dust mopping and all that thing. It took a lot of time, and it freed us up to be able to do other things. So it just depends on how much you think your time is worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's so great to come home from work and your house is clean.
Right. You don't have as many chores when you come home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's still things you have to do, but like you're not having to do the big things, I'll say, the vacuuming, things like that. The things that can be tedious and like are very easy to go, I don't have time for that right now. I'll skip it this week. And then you skip it the next week. And then it's like, oh my gosh, now I can't keep up. Right.
Right.
So, and my wife works from home, so it was nice and easy because she could come during the day while she was working and it didn't interfere and things like that. So it was nice and easy. So, but that gift expired. So now we have to do it ourselves.
No.
Give me a call.
So yesterday was her birthday. Don't talk to me too hard. So
It was her birthday yesterday?
It was. Happy birthday to Sheena.
Birthday, Sheena. I'm so sorry.
I won't tell you how old she is because she doesn't want people to tell people that she's 41. So, but she had a wonderful birthday. We spent the day together. It was, what better gift could you have than time with me? Right.
Well, and then there's that.
Right.
I agree.
I noticed Tiana didn't answer at all, but that's
Tiana's like, I'm just keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I'm with him every single day of the week, probably longer than his wife is. So I have a different opinion.
Okay.
I love mine.
We'll touch on that in the second half of the episode.
I did mention I was her right here today, right?
Yeah. Yes. Do you do just like, let's say, for example, my parents are elderly or what? Do you ever do just like occasional, just like spot cleaning if someone calls? It's just like, oh, I just need someone to come in and, just maybe it's a one-time thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, we do that. We have clients that are weekly, bi-weekly, every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, or as needed.
Okay. I might have to look into something because
and every 4 weeks is great because we went to once a month for a while, and it was things don't get bad enough to where it's a big job to clean it up, but it's a whole lot easier for somebody to come in and do those big things, right? Like the vacuuming and making sure all the little details are done.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, like with my parents, because my mom cleans because she always thinks her house is dirty and it's not, and she's got a disability. But I think it would be really nice to like let her just kind of lightly clean throughout the week, but then have somebody come in maybe once a month and just do a quick
and do the things
clean.
that are a little harder to do.
Yeah, the harder to do things. Like that's good to know. I wasn't sure if it was like a contract basis or just, hey, here you can come in once a month or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So before we let Mike ask the questions and we get away from the cleaning, tell us really quick about the book, because I'm sure people can still get your book.
Yep. My book is called Beyond the Scars, and it is still available everywhere online. And the Blue Lady Cafe, they have it there in their store. But yeah, it's still, you can get the physical copy at the Barnes & Noble in Lynchburg on Wards Road, the Valley View Mall, Barnes & Noble. They keep the physical copy there, but it's available everywhere online.
Okay. Very cool. I just wanted to make sure we mentioned it because I know, last time you were on, we were pushing the book sales, and I know you still have it out there and you're still promoting it. Yeah. And I love the fact that we have so many like local authors in our area that are starting. Like you got old Woody over here pushing his children's
books. Yep.
Him and his wife. Laura's got one too, right?
That's right.
I hear the Krabby one is about Woody.
It is. Inspired by.
Inspired by Woody.
Inspired by Woody.
Story.
He had to go out and talk to people in public, and it made him crabby.
I know. I was waiting for him all day.
I know.
On Friday, Nimble Merch, and alas,
he let us down.
He didn't come. I sat there and was sad.
But to be fair, it was raining and it would mess his hair up. So,
to be fair.
Great.
So there's two questions I ask every podcast guest that comes on. The first one is, how long have you been part of the CVABC?
3 years.
Yes,
yep.
Right around.
And what is the greatest benefit of being part of the CVABC?
Networking and all the marketing help with the billboards and the events.
Yeah,
you learn a lot, and you meet a lot of people that are in the same learning curve as you.
Yeah, very good. And if I remember correctly, your book came out right before Centerfest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When like the timing of the year, and you were able to set up a table and be able to promote that there as well. So,
and that was great.
Yeah, fantastic. So awesome. So what's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want to get some residential cleaning services, some commercial
services? Can call us at 434-660-0241, or they can come by the office.
Okay.
On Forest Road.
And speaking of the office on Forest Road, we are going to be doing a ribbon cutting for her office on Forest Road.
Fantastic.
And that is going to be on February the 20th, right? Yep, February 20th at 4 o'clock. Hold on. Yep, 4:30. 4:30 on February the 20th. Yeah, we're going to be hosting a ribbon cutting so people can stop by.
A great excuse to leave work a little early and go by the ribbon cutting and then go home.
Yep. They'll get to meet Amy.
Go by the Happy Waffle.
If you are, and if you're in need of services or cleaning services, you can chat with her that day and get something started. Yeah, contract, whatever you want to do.
Whatever.
So awesome. Well, thank you, Amy, for coming on with us today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We are going to cut to a quick commercial and then we will be back with Tiana.
Today's
she's
podcast
so excited.
is brought to you by Omega Disaster Restoration, located in Campbell County, Virginia. Omega specializes in water, fire, and smoke damage restoration, as well as mold remediation. Their region includes Central and Southwest Virginia, which spans a vast service area from Blacksburg to Charlottesville and Stanton to Danville.
In addition to disaster restoration and full-service reconstruction and remodeling, Omega is proud to offer custom all-wood cabinets through their Hanover Woodworking Studio, custom countertops via their Top Solution Studio, and dumpster services through Old Dominion Dumpsters, all part of the Omega family of brands. A beautiful showroom is currently under construction at their Exchange Drive location and will be soon open to the public, showcasing their diverse offerings.
Customers can call 434-616-4659 for emergency assistance with water, fire, smoke damage, or mold remediation needs. Omega provides 24/7 emergency response, ensuring that help is always available. Locally owned and not a franchise, Omega is your first and last call in any emergency, restoring your home or business from beginning to end. For more information about Omega Disaster Restoration and their comprehensive services, please visit omegadisasterrestoration.com/VA/Lynchburg. I'm just going to let y'all know I'm firing our producer.
Hey, and welcome back.
I was still talking when
I'm
we got
so
the
sorry.
commercial. It's rude.
Sometimes you get the timing right, then sometimes you do.
Well, Woody, let's look at it like this. She was talking during the beginning of the conversation, so she interrupted herself. Now she knows how the rest of us feel.
Heather interrupted Heather, technically.
Yeah.
Well, in Tiana's defense, she was actually speaking to me, and I haven't done anything to have deserved that. So
That's
Thank
right.
you.
She was saying how excited you were. How excited are you to be here today?
Oh, I am so excited.
Awesome.
Yay.
I hear it in your voice.
She sounds more excited than you are.
I know, right?
At the beginning of the show.
So, Tiana, who do you work for?
I work for Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
Awesome. And what do they do?
They specialize in home care and companion care wherever you call home.
That's awesome. That sounds like a great company. What a great name.
It is.
I bet they have a cool jingle.
Great. They do.
Yeah.
They do. I hear it on the TV a lot.
Yeah.
And then I sing it because it doesn't get out of my head for a little bit. Oh,
there it is. Visiting Angels. Woody's always on the spot there.
There you go.
So Tiana joined our team, and we're not sure if it was September, October. I told somebody today it feels like she's been there forever, which I guess is a good sign we hired the right person. So,
right.
That's
how I felt about Megan.
Right.
She's been here for over a year, and I just like, what?
It
doesn't seem like that long.
No, it seems like she's been here forever.
It does.
So, and Tiana, what's your job? Like, what do you do?
Oh, I wear many hats.
Yes.
I was originally hired as the director of business development.
I set myself up for this.
And you did. But I have joined operations with Mike and really backing him up, and actually feel much more impactful doing that. I do some marketing on the side. And the scheduling and sort of the back end staffing and
a
things
little
like
HR
that.
thrown in with a little bit of marketing,
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. So yeah, she told me the other day, she goes, when I came here, I didn't want to be in a leadership role, but now I am. I'm glad I am, because it's letting me use my talents and to grow as well. And I think I said earlier that growth is painful. Sometimes it's hard, right? So especially when you have such a wonderful boss like me. I'm joking. Well, actually, I'm not, because I am.
More commercials being cut too.
Yeah. So it's the Pat Mike on the back show. No, but it's been great to see Tiana grow into her role and really, really keep me in check. I told her today, I was like, hold me accountable. She's like, oh, I will. I'm like, no, but I'm telling you, like, get on me. Because I have something that has a deadline of Friday, and
right.
Here comes the train.
Well, I think that's good. And I kind of feel the same way, because Megan kind of knows there are things that, like, I'll start working on something and I'm supposed to do something else. And then it's like, hey, Heather, did you remember to do this? And sometimes I've got to have that reminder. Like this morning, bless her heart, because she doesn't work on Wednesdays, and I have bagels and benefits tomorrow. And she was supposed to be there, but she's having to go to Winchester. Her son broke his his hand, and he's got to go have an MRI. And she was like, would you be okay if I went to be with my kid? I was like, absolutely, go. But so she messages me this morning. It was a quick little, hey, don't forget to order the bagels, because she knows me. Like, I'll just get on about my day and I'll forget something small that would actually be big tomorrow morning if I did not have bagels, So having her, I'm sure, like you have Tiana, that's able to kind of fill in the gaps and make sure that you're staying on track is huge in a business, any type of business. And when you have someone that I'm assuming Tiana is for you, like Megan is for me, that, does her job well and it's good to work with and easy to work with and things like that.
That's
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's great. So we were friends for a while, because she's worked in healthcare before. So we were referral partners to each other at a couple of different places. And so she already knew kind of our culture and what we did and things like that. So when she came on board, she really learned how the business worked. And I feel like it was a little surprising, because a lot of people talk a big game and say, oh, our company culture is amazing. And then you go there and it's like, this is not what I thought it was. But hopefully it's lived up to the hype. And
it has. It actually, I called Mike on off time, just as a personal phone call to thank him for giving me a seat at the table. I've often been overlooked, and Mike knew what I was capable of and gave me an opportunity. And so it was far different, than anything I'd experienced in the 25 years that I have been in healthcare. And the culture was jarring, actually. I mean, in the best ways. I'm, in sales, I've been in very cutthroat situations. And there's a going joke that I'm the mean one in the office. It's like bad cop, good cop.
I heard that. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't. I didn't.
I own it. But I experienced this amazing culture from Mike and from Marilyn and from Sheena. And, it's very cliche. You hear, oh, we're just like a family, or, we have this amazing culture. And I was actually able to experience it, and it wasn't cliche. And recently, because as much as I've given to Mike, it's very reciprocal. He has grown me professionally and personally. We call it the Mike filter. So I've learned to use a Mike filter. And I've now been able to not just experience the culture, but practice it and apply it every day to people. And there are times where, again, I'll call him at 6 p.m. and just thank him for making me more human. So it's been amazing, and it's amazing for business too.
Yeah.
Not just the personal growth, but the professional growth, and having a certain mindset and adhering to the culture. It carries over. Clients feel that, staff feels that. It helps to continue a really great reputation, and I'm grateful. I'm just very grateful for it.
I think that's really refreshing to hear, because nowadays people need to focus on mental health in the workplace, just as much as they do at home. And this is my personal opinion. I'm just going to put that out there. I think that too many people take their work home with them, and it causes a lot of disruption in the home life, with whether it's your husband or kid, significant other, whomever is there. And I think more people are starting to see that. And I hope that more business owners start to acknowledge the fact that it's great to make money. I mean, it's great you spend more time at work with your coworkers than you do with your family most often, like awake. Let's put it this way, awake. And so, if you're in somewhere that is just unhealthy, or you're not feeling valued, or you're just working and working and working, and you just feel like nothing's being accomplished, or you're not, like you were just talking about, the culture is bad. I mean, it's just not good for you. That's what I want to see more business doing, like Mike does, where, yes, it's a job. Yes, you need to do your job, but there are things put in place to make sure that as you're doing your job, it's healthy. And,
absolutely. When I first started, Mike said, your job title is mom first. And he knew how important that was to me, and trusted me to be able to find a balance between what is expected of me and my position at work, but also what is important to me with my kids, with their school and home and things like that. And
yeah,
it's been good. It's been life-changing. And I know it sounds very cliche, but for myself and for my family, and I have had to learn to sort of make adjustments, and Mike still will encourage me, like, hey, it's not a priority. It's not an emergency. That can wait until tomorrow.
Right.
Go be with your kids.
Yeah.
Go do, what needs to be done, so that when you come here, you are whole and healthy. And
yep,
I feel more mentally stable.
I think that's
since, I've been there than I have in a long time at work. So.
Yeah. Not to keep going back to like the Megan relationship, but I think that's kind of, because I know she came from a place prior to where she is now, where it was kind of like that, where you were in the office, you did your job. If you had to ask off, it was how much time do you have, or it's not, you're going to get written up, or you're going to have this, you're going to have that. And so now, like, even this week, she was just like, when she messaged me on Monday, and she was just like, I'm so sorry, I have to ask you this. And if it's not okay, just say it's not okay. But she was like, he broke his wrist, and he's got to have an MRI, and then he has to have an ortho appointment, and he's by himself, and he's scared. I mean, and even though he's in college, like, it still can be hard to do without somebody. And she was like, I really just want to be with him. And I know as a mama, like, I would want to be with my son if he was going through that.
So we
too.
had,
and,
a few years back, we had one of our office staff, and her son had a medical emergency, and she was like, I need to go. She called me on a Sunday night, and she said, I need to go. I'm like, go. I'm like, why are you still talking to me? Go. And she went, and then, thankfully everything went well. He recovered, 100% as far as I know. So, and like she felt a lot of relief that she could go. Well, she drove back from Boston and drove straight to work. And she walked in, and she sat down, and she was like, all right, I got to catch up. Got to check emails, things like that. I'm like, what are you doing here? She goes, well, I ran out of time. Like, I need to be able to work so that I can still get my paycheck. I'm like, I'm not worried about, like, go home. I'm like, I don't need you coming in here still worried about that, tired from the trip. I was like, go home, do what you need to do. Come back tomorrow, sure. I was like, but I need you, when you're here, I need you to be able to focus and work. Like, go home. I got your day covered today. It's okay. And she was just like in shock, right? And she's been with me since the beginning. So, like, again, you hear people say things and you're like, that's not how it really is, though. But it really was. And then I'm going to tell a funny story on Tiana when she first came to work for us. I can't look at her while I do this because she's going to get mad and make me stop. So she came in the Monday, came in the Tuesday, worked a day. And she was like, came in, worked the Wednesday. And she says, so we have this form when people call that we fill out. She goes, I think I can make some changes to this and make it a little more efficient. I'm like, great. We'll do that tomorrow. And she's like, well, can you send me the file? I'm like, well, it's in this format. You don't have that format on your computer. Like, that program on your computer. So we'll just do it tomorrow. And she's like, but I can just, and I'm like, you're going to try and do it tonight, aren't you? And I said, you're not taking work home with you if it's not urgent. Right. So she goes home. Her kids had gone to her stepmom's. And so she had a night with no kids and no work. And she drove her brother crazy because she was pacing the house like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, you're going to have to learn to knit or something. Like, you've got to find something, but you've got to be able to have time for yourself as well. Yep. And when both of her roles that were very important to her were kind of taken away for the evening and the responsibilities were lifted, she didn't know how to handle it. And so she's been working on that, I think, a little bit and learning to balance things. And it's been refreshing, but that was kind of her first experience.
Again, and not attaching my worth solely on what I'm doing for a living. And I mean, it's been good, but it is, it's difficult when you go from that environment for so many years to this new environment where my worth isn't attached to how productive I can be in 8 hours.
It also has to help with burnout too, because I know I had the same, like I would be working at home. I'd be working late at night. I'd take my stuff home and be like, oh, well, I have my computer here. I might as well pull it up and do it.
Yep.
And, my husband was always saying, you need to clock out and spend time, with the family, whatever. And I realized, aside from the fact that, yes, I just need to spend time with my family, I realized that I was doing it so much, so often that I was getting tired of doing it. Like I was just like, I love my job. I love it.
But if you don't ever have
tired of it. Yeah, because I didn't have that break. And it was all on me. Like I wasn't giving myself that break because I just felt like I had to keep pushing and keep going and keep going. And, so I feel like a lot of times that's where people get that burnout and then they lose the love or the passion that they have for the job that they, originally started or, enjoy doing.
And so
Absolutely.
Tiana, since she's come on board, like she's gotten to experience the culture. So I've gotten to build the culture for 7 years. But I didn't really get to experience it until from Christmas to January 6th, I took off and I didn't worry about work. Checked an email here or there, but it was just like, oh, I saw this pop up. Like I need to send this to somebody, things like that. So I got a real break from work at Christmas time for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2 weeks from that, and my dad passed away on the Monday morning. I didn't go back to work until the next Tuesday. I was not bothered with work. I did not check emails. I did not anything. I put an out of office on. Don't get crackers and I'll start.
I'm not even looking at you. I can't even look at you.
I was able to experience the culture myself when I needed it the most. And so was Marilyn for that matter. So I got to stop looking at you. So we were able to experience the culture that we had built, and to feel it from the other side was very different. To know that we had built a company that cares for people in their homes, but also cares for people that are working in the homes and cares for people who are working in the office, and being able to give flexibility when it's needed, and to be able to allow our family to grieve and know everything was taken care of. Like,
yeah,
I couldn't trade that for anything.
And at the risk of
business owners realized, that they will receive this undying loyalty when they are willing to give a little and allow some flexibility. They'll find that their employees will go to the ends of the earth for them, because they were able to maintain a balance in their life, and they know for sure that employer would also go to the end of the earth for them. it becomes very reciprocal.
Yeah.
It isn't taken advantage of. There are probably, there's a lot of fear, I'm sure, around, not micromanaging and not giving employees, flexibility because they're afraid that it will be taken advantage of. It won't. 9 times out of 10, that person is going to be loyal and they are going to give back to you exactly what you're giving to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the secret to that is I genuinely want to see everyone succeed. And if anybody leaves our team, I want them to leave our team better than they came to it. So I had an employer who drilled that into us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was a small contracting manufacturer that made electronic component circuit boards, things like that. So the man who started that drilled it into us like, I'm here to make you better when you leave. I'm not here to keep you here sort of against your will. You know what I mean? Like make you feel trapped here. And I think a lot of companies are like, well, we can't afford to lose an employee, so we better do everything we can to hinder their growth so they don't go on. If you would not believe the connections you can get from giving somebody the permission to grow personally and professionally and to grow to the point to where they're no longer a fit at your company because they have so many more skills and things that they can take somewhere else and do better for themselves. Let them go, right? Let them go because it's just going to make you better. And guess what? That effort you put into the first person didn't go in vain because they're going to invest it in the next person.
Yeah.
So, and not to mention that if you give your team permission to grow and permission to push their limits, right? It's a whole lot easier to give that permission to the next person if they succeed.
Right. Well, and at the risk of making either one of y'all tear up again,
oh Lord,
I'm just going to say that I feel like the culture that you have and that your staff showed back to you is a culture that your dad instilled in this company when he decided to start the company with you. And I know that's going to make you cry. And I'm sorry, but I just want to say that should make you guys so proud. And anyway, it's just something that I feel, and I saw from the beginning when you guys started at the CBABC and you came in and Marilyn and not that I saw your dad much,
right?
But when he was there, he was always smiling and he was always,
making terrible jokes.
But he was so proud of the company and he was so proud of the business that you guys had and the awards you guys were receiving that I try to steal from you and all the things. But I just feel like that is something that I feel like more people, if they just can look at that culture that you guys have started, and obviously your staff has seen.
So to quote Tiana, I hate it here. She says it at work all the time. So it's and it's sarcastically because it's whenever something good happens. So I see that my dad, dang it, that my dad gave me permission to grow because I am not qualified. Like if I tried to go out 8 years ago and get this position, I would not have gotten it. I always joke I have a double degree. I have a BS in BS and I have a minor in nepotism. Right? So if my parents, because let's give credit to Marilyn too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If my parents had not given me the freedom to try to run this crazy experiment, because we have a voluntary staffing system and we had lunch with our competitors the other week and Tiana hates it. But when we started, it was a voluntary staffing system. We asked the caregivers, can you work this shift? Because if we ask them, hey, can you work this? A, it makes them feel like they have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And B, if they say, yes, I can work it, they're less likely to go, oh, I can't work that last minute. Right.
Right.
We've had, they call them no call, no shows in our business. I'm sure it's universal across all business, but where caregivers might not show up for a shift and they didn't call anybody first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've had 9 in 8 years.
Wow.
So our competitors, we had that in the last 3 weeks. They were genuinely shocked when I said the number. And I said, I can just about tell you every caregiver and every client that it happened with. Right. So we have, and our turnover rate, national average is, do you know what it is? It's high, 78, 60,
76 or something like that.
Yeah. So 70, 86%, something like that. So really high. Ours, last time I ran the numbers, was 8.2. So our turnover rate with caregivers is a lot less. And granted, the caregivers don't work in the office, but they feel the effect of our culture, right? If they're like, hey, I need to be off next Tuesday because of this, okay, we'll see if we can cover your shift. No problem. It's never an argument of are you sure you can't work it? And trying to make them feel guilty. if you're adult enough to come to me and tell me you can't work, I don't need to know all the reasons. I'm just going to work to try and cover that shift. Right. So it has expanded out. And all of that did come because my mom and dad gave me permission to grow outside of my comfort zone, to do things that they trusted me to handle. And that trust was not taken lightly. And I've never actually, don't think I've ever talked about this outside of my house before, but for them to have that trust in me empowered me. And I really didn't recognize that until just about now, but that empowered me to be able to empower other people and give them the same courtesy of like, I trust you to do what you need to do to make us successful.
Yeah.
And, you know, in our industry, it is not hard to be successful. All right. It is very hard to motivate people to make them want to be successful. You know, we can't force people to go to work. You know, we've had people that go through orientation and they come on and they're like, I'm going to work all these hours. And then we never really hear from them again. Like that happens, right? They don't pick up shifts, whatever. So you can't motivate people, but it's not hard to be nice to people and to treat them as humans. I guess I said it's not hard to be successful. It's very hard. It's a lot of work, but it is not hard to humanize the work and make sure that we can treat them like people and not like a commodity.
And that's what's unique about Visiting Angels. Again, without saying names, I've been in this industry for 25 years.
I got your resume. I can list them.
Since I was a baby, really. And, you know, the culture is very different. The respect, the trust is very different. And I think that's why, you know, Mike and his family were able to create this really wonderful brand. And be able to also retain top talent and sort of be a standout, you know, among other home care providers, among, you know, other healthcare entities because of that.
Well, like you said, I mean, sure, there is going to be the bad apple or the couple of people that take advantage of situations. And, you know, then potentially you have to let them go, or you have to reprimand them, or you have to come up with some sort of structure. But, you know, hopefully for the most part, you're not going to have that happening in your business if, you know, you're showing them, like you said, the kindness and the culture that you're trying to build. I know, like, and I'm going to call like Woody's team out too. I mean,
I was going to say,
you have Caitlin and Jamie and them going around and doing all the things. And I'm sure, you know, sometimes, I mean, I'm sure you have structure for them, but I think you're also good with them going out and collecting content and doing things too. And you trust the fact that they're going to do what you need them to do.
Uploading scare cam
when they
footage
need
to
it to do
TikTok.
Exactly.
That's my favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like Woody's kind of, you know, maybe Jamie and Casey will bust in here and be like, no,
and
you're
so
wrong.
Woody and his personality have built a company here too that like they know how to have fun.
Yeah.
Right. They know how to have fun at work, but they also know how to get the work done.
Right.
And that is a hard balance to pull off. Especially when it's so much fun to watch Woody jump when you scare him. I did not realize he was so jumpy.
Yeah. Man, I'm a scaredy.
If you don't follow them on TikTok, you're missing out just to see Woody almost throw a Diet Mountain Dew across the room.
Yes.
So
I think there's a common theme here. There is, and I said it earlier this week, there is a vast difference between being a boss and being a leader. It is very easy to tell people what to do. It's easy
be a topic
to ask
for lead on.
people to be task oriented. It is not easy, but it is far more beneficial to lead your team and be their leader and develop them versus, you know, asking them or telling them what to do and just expecting, you know, that their jobs solely consist of being task oriented. And it's, you know, who I wanted to be as a leader, but had never, you know, I was expected to be a boss. I don't want to be a boss. I want to be a leader.
what term do I hate the most?
There's so
What do you call me that I hate?
You're so finicky.
And you have to change it.
Boss. So I'll call him Jefe. That's El Jefe. Big Jefe.
Jefe's acceptable because I don't know what it means. No, I'm just kidding. I hate the term boss because I would run into, so I ran into the daughter of one of my coworkers works with Sheena. We ran into them at a Genworth event and I was like, she's like, oh, I think did your mom work at Visiting Angels? She said, yeah. I said, oh, I work on her team.
Mm-hmm.
And she just looked at me and she was like, I thought you ran the office. I'm like, I do. Like, but she's part of my team. I'm not her boss. I'm part of her team.
Mm-hmm.
Just I was the one responsible for making decisions,
Yeah.
right? And that's how I felt a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And Tiana can tell you, like, we're working on something today, and I was like, oh, I think this shift isn't here wrong. And she's like, oh, I'll change it. I'm like, no, I got it. I'm right here. I'm willing to put the work in, and I've done it for, so long that like I will clean the toilets if they ask me to. Like, I don't do a great job at it because then they ask me to do it more. But like anything that they ask me to do, I'm going to do, because I'm not going to ask them to do anything I'm not willing to do. And that's the key.
I love that. Yes.
Absolutely. I even work some shifts. I go to clients' homes and, I jump in there. Again, I'm not going to expect anything more from you than I'm willing to do. And truly leading by example. And that is what helps to create and maintain a good culture. And then this wonderful reputation for 8 years.
This is our 8th year.
Yep. I say that all the time, because there's never an event that you will not see me at doing all the heavy lifting.
Right.
If I ask Megan or Autumn to be there, or my volunteers, Heather's not just going to be sitting under a chair with a clipboard saying,
right,
hey, here's what has to be done. Go do
It's hard to find Heather at events because she's off doing all the things.
Yeah.
Right.
I am. And I'm trying to do better about that, because I know, like this year for Lead On and for Empower, they've basically told me I need to step back and let someone else MC it, so that I'm not being so frazzled and trying to be all.
I'm just glad Woody agreed to do it.
So
Woody's over there dying laughing.
What's he doing?
I'm doing my own version of Scarecrow.
Actually, I think
he's going to be the MC.
Well, no, Woody is actually though helping. I think with Empower, he's going to come help us run the sound and stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing something.
Perfect.
So I'm really excited.
Back in the back room, behind
back in the back
computer screen.
We'll make sure to point you out and thank you.
Yeah. I'll be like, who's the man behind the curtain? We'll have a curtain up.
I'll prepare some
wave
fans, don't worry.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, this is really awesome. I could sit here and talk about
this was unexpected today.
Yeah, it kind of took a different turn, but
so I guess I'll ask my 2 questions I ask every podcast guest.
Yeah.
One is, how long have we been part of the CVABC?
Since 2019.
Yeah. Yep.
Very long time.
Been a sponsor since January of 2020. Been a delegate since January of 2020. Been on the board for a year and a half. Something like that. Almost 2 years.
Yep.
And now the treasurer. So look out. What's next?
Yep. What else can I have Mike do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Heather,
know.
Nothing.
I agree. He does a lot. He does a lot for us.
What do you think? Oh, podcast guest. I mean, podcast ghost. Host.
Ghost.
Oh,
He was a ghost host for about a year.
I want you to like grade me out a little bit on the logo and make it. I'm the podcast ghost. I forget I do this every week. So, what is the greatest benefit of being part of the CVABC that you've seen?
Well, of course, Mike.
Right. I paid her to say
you couldn't cut to the
I
closing
just saw the
credits
money
at
fly
that
across
point.
the table.
Right.
I mean, come on now.
Mind your
What in the
business, Woody.
world?
It truly is I have to mimic what our last guest just shared. It's the ability to network. It's the ability to have an awareness of so many local companies. And it's a really good feeling to know that we are sharing the business, and we do have local folks that we can reach out to and sort of put money into the pockets of our neighbors here at home. So
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Well, thank you, Tiana, for coming. Mike had to be here.
Glad I could be a guest.
Glad Mike could be here. But no, I think it took a little bit of a different spin than what you guys were originally thinking.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I really think it was very informative and good for people to hear. I mean, there may be people out there that are kind of thinking the same things we've been talking about.
I'm hoping that our culture would be contagious and we'll be able to rub off on other companies who are starting and kind of like, I don't know how to kind of structure this. And it's like, well, start with the people first. Mm-hmm. Remember their people, and they will always remember your business.
Awesome.
That was good. That just came out.
I think it's important for folks to know, yes, what we do, but also sort of the back end and the backstory and the behind the scenes, and be able to find the importance of, what the environment is for the folks that are giving them care and coming into their homes and things like that. So
I got in trouble when I was a kid at school because I never showed my work in math, right? So I failed math the same year that I won 2 math awards. These math awards come up constantly because I failed math and won the math awards at the same time. It was because I couldn't show my work. I knew how I got the job done, but I didn't know it. Today we showed our work. We showed this is how we've built this amazing reputation for our company and how we've got all these great employees that are out there providing clients with excellent care. And, do things go wrong? Yes, but we handle them, and we handle them quickly, and we handle them humanly. not humanely.
Yeah.
We handled it with care, with compassion. That's us showing our work.
Empathetic and sympathetically.
Yeah.
Empathetically.
Yeah. So that's how I'm showing my work. It's by working to make sure people can do what they need to do.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Well, so next Wednesday, I will be here for tad bit, a little bit. I'm going to have to cut out and leave because I have a ribbon cutting for our guest from last week, SNS Business. And we will be joined by Jennifer Adamczak, who's going to kind of co-host with the Hilton Garden Inn. She'll be in here to co-host. And we do have 2 really great guests. I'm really sad to miss next week. So we'll have Autumn Evans coming in from Spark Innovation Center in Alta Vista. So it's definitely something y'all are going to hear more about.
Yeah.
And then also we will have Kelly with Lady Legacy of Bedford here come in to talk about her business. She's also one of our nominees for a Retail Business of the Year for our awards. So I'm really excited to have both of them on, and a little sad I won't be here to hear all of it. But we hope you guys will tune in next Wednesday. And if you need any more information about events that you heard or our businesses that were guests with us today, you can find that information on
cvabc.org. Have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday.